All right, I'm back. Just gonna let it sit, but I'm back. Now, I want to talk about where I was up to, about how people manipulate people, and where men are, and how things happen, and what men do, and all that. Now, men, when we shown over history, that they more likely, collectively, because we're going to go collectively, all the issues we have when it comes to the world and how we run the government now, it's collective issues. So it's the most factor. Right? Doesn't mean everyone's like that. It just means, 55% is, 51 is, right? And 49 ain't. Be that close. And you got to have all the 51's choices. That's just the way the system works. It sucks. So it's maybe we could fix that kind of thing. Just stop allowing the negative and positive to have these wars, because that's what happens if you have negative and positive force, and you have a system where we only just do decisions on what's right by the choices that we're making 50-50, right? And you only need 1% over. That's no good, is it? But we can change things like that. But anyway, I'm going to get back to what I was talking about. Now, men, if you can see with Mace Factor, and we can debate this, and I'm happy to debate with people, and people have, and they're big debates. And really, we just make our own decisions anyway. And over time, you don't need a debate, because seeing things does that debate. So whatever he's saying, if he's saying he's wrong, we'll just watch and we'll see. And there you go. We can debate about it and all this information, what we've got, and not one person can get all the right information about, this one here might say, well, these women are doing this, and we've got to prove it. You can have that argument, but we just got to go collectively, right? The mass, and you can get that answer. I've got mine, like I talked about. You check out a lot of areas. And what I find is that men, we're hard workers, and we're in our, we work, right? And if you like materials, what do? You need a worker. And if you're not very good at working, what would you do if you need a worker? You manipulate, okay? And how can you manipulate? You can use your body to manipulate. You're not getting no sex, darling, until this happens. You're not getting a child, darling, till this happens. That's a way of manipulation. A guy can do the same thing. I'm not banging you. Rah, rah, rah. It's manipulation tactics to get what they want. We'll say you got a small dick. I'll say you got small tits and no one wants you. It's a way of controlling, making them feel bad, manipulating. So you look at everything, all the evidence, and what's going around, who's saying what, why they're saying what, why they would be saying that. What's the outcome of saying such a negative thing? Because usually the negative person's getting something out of it, right? Like when people bag people's bodies, the ones with the bigger one will feel better bagging the ones with the smaller one, and the one with the smaller one can bag the one with the bigger one, going, oh, you don't get much, and whatever. It's just a game. It all means nothing when you get educated. All that, if you want to be spiritually educated and, highly educated, where you do things right. That's why I like to call it spiritual, because if you get into spiritual, it helps you do things right, right? And if you did all the things right, you'd see the answers. Right? After a while, you go, I see now. I see where it's coming from. Right? And so the only way to fix things collectively is to get all of us to think more of one way, at least more than 50-50. We stick to this 50-50, we're going to have a lot of problems, aren't we? So, and if we're going way over, and then we're making choices, and leaders are getting big wins, which is going way over, right? Then that's what they want. That's what you chose. And hopefully you'll learn from your lessons, life lessons all the time, right? And so if you've realised that's what we chose collectively, maybe we need to talk to ourselves collectively about the decisions that have been happening and why they happen. And you don't stop talking about them, right? And if you think someone goes, oh, I don't want to hear that issue anymore, but it hasn't changed, well then you're a giver-upper, aren't you? Because sometimes you need to talk about an issue, definitely if it's an important one, and you know it, and you just don't want to know about it. It's just too hard. I know a lot of people like that. Collectively, in most factor, a lot of people like that. It's going to be too hard. I don't know, I probably won't change anything. Thinking negatively doesn't help either. And a lot of people do that these days. Being down and out long enough, you understand that to happen, isn't it? And what caused that issue to be down and out long enough, right? So back to the men and women. So when it comes to, and there's really good women out there. I'm saying that there's bad women. Like I said, it could be 51 that are bad. in my case, and at 49, but I just know it's more because I see it happening all the time. And when it comes to women, you understand that because how can they get power when we're in a world of brute domination, right? And that's really, to do that, you can manipulate a man, but if you want power, the man wants something and you want something, and you work together. It's as simple as that. And you try not to manipulate each other because of the things that you can do. Because you both can manipulate both ways. Oh, you don't do this, and I'm not going to lift this is not going to happen. Rah, rah, rah. And all what you're doing is that you're either not educated enough to get along, really. You may be with the wrong partner, you may not, because a lot of people, you actually got to work together, and you will start off with affection and loving and good. Most relationships always usually start. That's how it starts off, because of effectuation, right? And you got to grow into it. You got to see how you go through life. Some people will never go through any problems, so they're just last week, it's all good, right? But you don't know until you go through issues. And I'm not saying you should go through issues to find out. If you have a beautiful life, then have a beautiful life and don't have to worry about the issues that you need to go through. But if you do go through certain issues, you will find out how tough the love is, how tough it is. So you can love someone, but you don't know how tough it is until you go through situations, until someone's done something naughty, and how you're going to forgive them. You don't know until you do that. Then you'll know how tough it is. And we know in most cases, when it comes to a lot of things, a lot of people take the easy way out. And easy way out too is listening to other people's advice and actually taking it, because a lot of people are saying the same thing. When a lot of people say the same thing, it does not mean it's just right. Right? Like what we're already talking about, why we've got issues, because collectively we're creating those issues. So it doesn't mean it's right, does it? The only way you know if it's right is by how educated you are and the people around you that you love that can help you with the education and to teach you what is right and what is wrong and what is fair and what is unfair. Have a good one. See you.